and welcome to CLOL Week 5, I believe. I feel like we're over halfway through the season, and UC Davis on the back foot. The gold team, they need to pick up some wins to make it to playoffs for CLOL West. Jonathan, how are you feeling today about the team?
I mean, they like you said, they're on the back foot. They can't really afford to drop any games, so they haven't been looking so solid. So hopefully they've recuperated, maybe gotten stuff together and re-strategized to make sure that the rest of the season goes a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? With enough weeks under their belt, I think they realizes what the problems are, and they've started to address those problems. Maybe the new patch as well will help them out and getting some a better meta maybe for their players. I think we could maybe see that happening as well. Smolder just came out and it is available to play this week, so that is something that has changed around. Also, another thing that's changed is we don't have a draft or anything today. We are just going to go straight into the action. We have the replay file ready to go. So guys, let's go straight into the action.
All right, so first off, we're going to look at the drafts. What we have is we have Cassante versus Urgot matchup up, which is a little strange. We haven't seen Urgot for a long time. I do think Cassante has a lot of windows to kill Urgot, but we do have Urgot set up with the Talia jungle here. Meanwhile, they have UC Davis aside, or sorry, Kali Poly. Wait, I think it's swapped.
Oh yeah, sorry, I need to change this. Yeah, they're up against University of Oregon or something.
University of Oregon. Okay.
Yeah. So sorry about that, guys. Let me fix that real quick.
Like that seems kind of rough.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cassante Poppy versus Urgot Talia. I think Urgot Talia should probably win. I think it's a little too close. Okay, first off, we have a little scuffling going on in the top jungle, but you know, just Talia saying hi. Meanwhile, we have Smolder mid into Yone mid, so Yone should have a lot of kill pressure there. Smolder's gonna try to sit back and scale up. And then meanwhile, we have Twisted Fate AD. AD Twisted Fate has been super strong for the past 2 patches. Riot gave him a auto reset on his W. They gave Twisted Fate a buff on his E. The Season 14 items have been super good for Twisted Fate. And plus this Maokai means that there's going to be a lot of kill pressure bot lane into this Jhin Pike. Especially this Pike. This Pike is going to be super squishy. Maokai does need to be careful about Wing the Pike and then Pike Eing into the tower. That's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely a little bit of trickiness that can happen, especially once you get close to the towers. And this Jhin going to cleanse recognizes that there's a lot of kill pressure, a lot of CC coming out of Lifetime and Sioru, especially with Weiwei Poppy going for a wall stun as well. You can already see level 1. There's going to be a Trusty Penguin bone plating taken down, and Lifetime looking for some early damage onto the EaOSU bot lane.
Alright, so basically, I think what we're seeing here for the Davis Gold team is going to be a lot more bot focus. You don't really need to get Cassante ahead. You do want to cover him a little bit in case they decide to camp him, but most likely that Cassante's going to be totally fine. He just needs to time the W with the Urgot E or the W.
Alright, a little bit of early damage by Trusty Penguin using the Hail Blades to get a little bit of poke on Itzoru, forced out of pot. To be taken down. Level 2 will get stopped by Itzoru with the Bramble Smash, but pulled back in, Ignite First Blood, and that is a quick and early 2-minute kill for Damn Lust Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon here, the Oregon bot lane realizing that EF just isn't really pushing the wave. I think that they could, but instead using it to trade, and then once they hit that level 2, Pike Jhin has a surprising amount of damage, and Davis bot lane just not respecting the Pike damage.
Yeah, and it seems like EaOSU, they're very familiar and comfortable with the damage output, as you said, they're champions, and more than happy to punish a little bit of too much aggression or not enough respect coming out from Itzoru. You can already see an early lead EaOSU. Captain Cheesy going for a dirty little trade onto that random, but dashing away from the Urgot pullback means that that random will stay safe. That random on Cassante again, you know, they just put him on tank dude. UC Davis more than happy to get that frontline engager and that flanking as well. I think last week, hold up, okay. IQ, gonna get pulled back in. A little bit of damage taken, but the tower will save and stop the play. Smolder definitely not the best early game champion, and a Trusty Penguin is taking advantage of that.
Yeah, going back to this Cassante, I mean, he's been on Cassante so many times this season. I don't even think he's mad at it. Cassante is a champion where, like, even though he is this nice, trusty, solid tank, you know, he presses that R button and suddenly he's an assassin. And of course, this guy, that random LOL noob, he loves his grasp procs. He's gonna go for his grasp proc every single time it's up. And so we're just gonna see concentrating in the top lane. He's just gonna keep looking to proc his grasp.
Yeah, and he's, you know, up 10 CS right now, just about a full wave ahead of Captain Cheesy. taking advantage of the fact that he does have a strong match in the early levels against this Urgot. Meanwhile, Talia is in the bot lane. Lifetime and EaOSU have to walk away. Pull is not going to be secured. EaOSU will get rooted up by the Talia. Whistler, cheeky little gank. Trusty Penguin looking to keep the play alive, and the pullback will go in. It's really forcing the flash out of the Maokai, and so more summer spells go in the way of EaOSU, and Lifetime and EaOSU under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they're just throwing everything at him. All the Talia W's are hitting. Really, really great by Whistler here. And Trusty Penguin hitting that Q on EaOSU, burning the flash of Maokai. Makes this bot lane super, super susceptible. This Pyke, I was doubting it from the beginning, but I mean, he's making it look really, really good. I didn't think that they would have that much kill pressure, but really utilizing the fact that TF's early damage is super, super great.
Yeah, Lifetime is not able to get these trades off. Force the flash out as well with the Pyke pull. Hook will go wide. Good dodge from Lifetime to keep himself alive, but so much pressure coming out. Actually, Wei is here, flashing onto Danloss Gaming, but Talia W will just force him back.
Just a little bit out of range for the Poppy. He's trying to punish Whistler for taking his drugs, but ultimately just a little too fast. And there's so much disengage from the Pyke and the Talia WE and the Jin W and the Jin E. Like, you're running into a whole minefield. It's so hard to chase into this comp.
Yeah, it just seems so difficult. And even if Danloss Gaming was wall pinned, he has cleanse available and flash, so it would have been very safe. Could have maybe turned the play onto Wei, who with no flash would be very deep into 3 members of EaOSU with no cooldowns and no summoner spells. So maybe for the best that play did not come to fruition for UC Davis. You see now, it's about a little bit of a lead. Almost 1,000 gold, but Captain Cheesy and that random going for a little bit of a trade, forcing the flash out of the Urgot, wanted nothing to do with the all-out from Cassante, and that random will take that every day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, almost a lethal there. Didn't even have to burn any of his summoners, and meanwhile, Captain Cheesy down. Meanwhile, Light Gun.
Yeah, Light Gun. He's got no summoner spells. Ignite ticking as well. Halo Blades proc. Danloss Gaming will get the 4th shot. Another kill for the Jin, 2-0 now, and it's your own Life Done not respecting the kill pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Lifetime thinking he was safe, but his team's on Dragon, you know? Like, you gotta respect the fact that the Pyke can just go on you, and there's just not that much damage you can do. That Kershey shard, not gonna be enough.
Yeah, not able to trade it back. 31 to 45 CS. Take a look at the gold real quick. This Jin is 1,000 gold up right now over the Twisted Fate. There's a 2,000 gold lead just about for EaOSU right now. Plenty of pressure across the map, but this bot lane in particular having a rough time with it. You can see EyeQ underneath, force the flash away after the Yone ult lands, and a good gank by the Talia to make sure that every lane, you know, solo lanes included, is under pressure from EaOSU.
Yeah, looking like the EaCD bot lane. I mean, we said that their plan earlier on that they were trying to focus this bot lane, but this bot lane is falling apart, and now suddenly that random Waldo looks like you have the solo carry.
Yeah, EaOSU, they're going for the 2v2 all out from the Sunday Dat random, looking for the kill onto the Urgot, will find it. Flash away from Talia. Trusty Penguin is here, roamed up. Dat random, is he able to help his teammate out? No, not quite, but is able to pull back. The Talia gets the kill onto Whistler, but now there's a Yone and a Pyke on the other side, all out, about to fade away. Q3 finds no targets. Trusty Penguin is here, does not quite get the pull though. That random still just fighting him out. Gets another grass proc.
Oh my god, the
Pyke
movement.
has a W as well. Grass proc again to keep healing up through these trades, but not enough damage. Ed Boys will get the kill finally, and wasted a lot of time, but that random will do, not able to get that 2v1.
Yeah, I mean, he already looks like a raid boss. We're 8 minutes in. This guy's 1v5. This Cassante champion looks like a little bit strong.
Yeah, just slightly balanced, totally fine. They definitely did not just buff him last patch at all.
Yeah, like, I don't know, what do you do to this guy? He goes all out and then he just one-shots you. He's chasing you down. He has so much mobility. And Ed Boys with some really, really timely side steps in order to get away from the Cassante. I think if Cassante lands 1 or 2 more Qs, it's kind of, he just won, literally 1v4s.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ed Boys can be an explosive engager on the Yone and duelist as well, as you saw, as him and Chris Penguin were up against that random. In 2-4 now, EaOSU staying in the lead, 1k gold advantage just about. The grubs are being taken by Wei right now, has asked IQ and that random to come over to help secure this objective. And Whistler trying to steal over the wall, won't find it, at least the first one. Meanwhile, it's Yoru, does get spotted out and rooted up, CC down, and now has to flash away. Level 5 Maokai not able to trade back in. Meanwhile, top lane, Yone gets a big one onto Wayway. Edboys has slain the Poppy, and now Captain Cheesy and Whistler looking more. Doubt random, trying to get a little bit of damage back. IQ has to just dash over the wall. It's a 1-for-0 in favor of EaOSU. It's just hard to get anything going for UC Davis.
Yeah, I mean, carnage all over the map. It looks like UC Davis was trying to pivot their strategy and go towards playing for the grubs with the Kasante. Because the TF and the Maokai is just not that strong right now. Life Done is really struggling in this bot lane. But ultimately, that random all noob, he didn't have Kasante's all out.
Yeah.
And so they go for the grubs, and Kasante isn't full power. He doesn't have all of the resources that he needs to actually get involved with his backline. W.
Yeah, able to get away from this lead W, and Captain Cheesy not in range to go for the pull back in with his own dash. So that random able to survive the game. Meanwhile, Wayway is walking up into the top lane, so we're looking for a 2v2 engage. Urgot ult is on the table, and that random is a little bit less than half HP. We'll see what happens in the top lane. Meanwhile, yeah, here we go. Wayway, the target first. He's going to go for the Poppy W. Poppy ult as well to stop Captain Cheesy. And it's going to be the first kill over Whistler, the next target. And that random and Wayway, more than enough damage. 2v2 double kill in the top lane.
Really great play by Wayway. A little risky, but they execute it well. And knowing that Kasante has all out this time with Poppy, that Urgot, he falls down. He can't do anything into the Poppy damage.
Oh, here we go. Life Done with the TF ult is looking for some damage.
Okay.
Trusty Penguin not able to get in range. Just about finds the kill with the ult, but does die before that can happen. So a good gank into the mid lane turns around the play onto A1CU.
Yeah, I mean, Life Done, he's going to be really happy to receive that gold. He really needs something to get himself going. Meanwhile, Damn Lost Gaming did come ahead a little bit in that play. He did get, I think, 2 plates plus an entire wave. So Life Done trading a kill. Yoru just running straight at him.
Yeah,
But
just trying to look for something. I don't think he has an Nimbus Cloak. I don't know. I didn't see any big move speed buff, so maybe if he had that, could have looked for a better play onto Damn Lost Gaming, but Jin will be able to walk away. Has the Youmu's fully completed. Damn Lost Gaming's really strong right now.
Yeah, Damn Lost Gaming, really great spacing there, making sure and being aware of the fact that Maokai could go on him, and just not playing too far up, making sure that he's going to stay stable, not going to give up his bounty.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Captain Cheesy, he respects the fact that this Kasante is very strong with the full plated steel caps and Sunfire Cape completed, and is just sitting on a Caulfield's Warhammer and a Phage. Not going to be able to trade into this Kasante, and so more than happy to just sit back, soak up XP where he can. Meanwhile, the rest of EaOSU know that that random, one of the strongest members of Davis, is not in the bot lane, and will in fact get the Ocean Dragon, and we are on to the Cloud Rift now. So plenty of move speed to be taken by both teams.
Yeah, the Cloud Rift is going to make it a little harder for Orchid's team actually, because Orchid's team is really focused on making sure that I can hit his Qs, that Talik can hit his Ws, and Jin can hit his Ws, but with the Cloud Rift, it's going to be a lot harder to hit these skill shots, these very clear skill shots. Meanwhile, on the gold side, it's pretty easy for Maokai to just press W. A lot of point clicks.
Right. Oh, okay, Wayway looking for Whistler play, and will get pulled back into the W. Will find the wall cling, and will be giving the kill over to the Smolder, getting some stacks in his pocket. The Yone ult went wide from Eddie Boys, and that just opened the play wide open. Whistler was looking for a gank on the flank to IQ, excuse me. Not able to quite find it, but now IQ has to flash away from a Trusty Penguin. It is going to be Wayway, and it's Yoru once again. They stuck around mid lane, and Wayway will secure another kill. Great team play from Davis to recognize that this pipe was looking for a play.
Yeah, really great move up from mid. Yoru recognizing that Trusty Penguin he's missing from bot lane, and realizing that he can maybe just leave Life Done bot lane, farm up against this Jin. Jin actually have a lot of kill pressure into him. And so, really great roam, and Whistler finding himself on the wrong side of the rift.
Yeah, Whistler just, in the wrong spot. See now, that random little noob and Wayway trying their luck once again in the 2v2 top lane. This time they're just going to walk away because they don't know where Trusty Penguin is. But Wayway finds an opportunity for a wall cling onto Whistler. Stun up, lockdown, all out. That random little noob will find the damage. but the
side
Pike ult misses. It is going to be down random, finally getting shut down thanks to the Ignite from a trusty Penguin. Can Weiwei find a return kill onto Captain Cheesy? Won't quite be able to do it. That's 2 shutdowns going over to the Pike.
But not through the Pike ultimate. Pike has so much gold and none of it is going back onto Oregon's side. And hold on, they're gonna dive Captain Cheesy.
Yeah,
here's its Yoru.
He calls for his mama for some help, and its Yoru will secure the kill. But I think the execute coming in onto the Smolder, so a little bit of an awkward play, but able to walk it out. Meanwhile, Trusty Penguin and its Yoru go for the 1v1 in the top lane. Its Yoru does have the level advantage, but a little bit lower health bar, and now Whistler is here to help out, force the flash away. Teleport actually coming in from that random LOL noob. Looking for a little bit of a play. TP as well by EdBoys, and so now it is going to be the Cassante in a 1v3. No all-out available. Has to just try to walk away. Ghost is popped, but it is going to be pulled back in by the Talia, and it is going to be down random. Once again, falling right off the respawn. Meanwhile, Life Done, you mentioned that there's no kill pressure from the Jhin onto the Twisted Fate, but both the Twisted Fate Summoner spells are forced away in the 1v1.
There's just constant fighting on both sides of the map. AD carries just trading against each other, being like, hey, you wanna shoot each other? We'll shoot each other.
Yep.
And then that random null loop and it's Yoru maybe having some miscommunication that random null loop being like, I'll come save you, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's yours, like, thanks, bro. Taking it. But Life Done is caught out by EdBoys. The Yone ult will find its mark. Meanwhile, Weiwei into the 1v2, 2v2 with its Yoru. And Trusty Penguin, his Pike ult is back up. Reset is available and unlocked. Weiwei does get pulled back in right into Damn Lost Gaming's 4th shot. Not going to do a ton of damage, but it is going to be a kill once again. 2 kills going over to EaOSU.
This Pike has so much damage.
Okay. IQ is going to call for Mama's help. And it is going to be EdBoys. 1 shot away from dying, but not quite down yet.
Great sidesteps from A1CU here. He sidesteps the Pike Q and the Yone Q2. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, we
got more action.
Big fight coming in. It's just all action, non-stop. IQ gets flashed down by Captain Cheesy, shut down by the Urgot, goes over to the way of EaOSU. Weiwei and Co are here, but there's just not enough damage. Life Done has to spawn. And the knife! Captain Cheesy finds his mark onto that random. Shutdown goes over to the way of Life Done, but he's run out of steam, and its Yoru is going to get slain for a double kill. Weiwei and Life Done, the only 2 remaining. They just have to run away and try to dodge out from the EaOSU players as they run them down. Meanwhile, Rift Herald in the mid lane has been used, and it is going to be the mark found by a Trusty Penguin onto Weiwei, trying to dash away, bob and weave out, but a Trusty Penguin will find his target, and a huge explosive team fight goes the way of EaOSU.
Yeah, a Trusty Penguin is dominating this Rift. He takes that gold, and he's like, I'm just going to kill everybody. I'm going to go all over the map. He actually backed in that fight and came back.
Oh my god.
Trusty Penguin fighting twice, and eventually, everyone's like, wait, didn't we fight over the dragon? What happened to the dragon? And now they're going to the dragon to fight again.
Yeah, we see that Davis, they are positioning themselves to contest this dragon, 3rd dragon of the game. They are looking for the play, but Captain Cheesy has teleport, and that random does not. So I'm not sure if they're going to ask Dante to walk down. Meanwhile, it is going to be the 2-man ult by the Yone. IQ has to just run away and not able to do it. Damn Lost Gaming will secure the kill. Meanwhile, Life Done on the side has brought EdBoys very low, but not dead quite yet. You can see numbers advantage over to EaOSU. Talia Wall will be used. Poppy ult finds 2. Weiwei looking for a play on the Damn Lost Gaming, but not quite able to get the wall clean that he's looking for. Just going to slow down the Dragon take to see what they can do. It is going to be the Urgot not able to TP in to help, but I think Davis has just said, you know what, this play's over. We can't contest anymore.
Yeah, I mean, as Davis, it's a little weird to have your AD carry on a flank. Life Done doing a lot of damage to EdBoys, but ultimately he has to respect the fact that there's a lot of turn pressure from Oregon State.
Yeah.
And so, especially with a Trusty Penguin being so mobile and landing all of these Qs, you have to be so careful as Life Done here.
Yeah, and I mean, Damn Lost Gaming, 3-1-2 now. He is so strong. He does so much damage to these switching targets. You see that? Okay, it's Yoru. Kind of going crazy on it, following EdBoys around, but it's just going to Brandon smash him back into safety. take a look at the gold right here. We can see this Jhin is 1,000 gold up on Life Done in the mid lane as well. There's a decent lead for Ed Boys.
Look at that Pike lead.
Yeah, the Pike lead. Yeah, 2,000 gold up over EaOSU. Very strong right now. 5-4, 400 gold down as well. That UC Davis is gonna have to just respect and somehow find a way to deal with the Trusty Penguin. He's gonna get rooted up by EaOSU, but it is a full tank Maokai, played with steel caps and everything. Yeah. He's not doing any damage.
Just making sure that a Trusty Penguin knows that he's not allowed to actually go wherever he wants. He's like, get out of here. Don't put these words in my jungle.
Right, exactly. Just make sure that, you know, the Maokai is still asserting that he is a champion that you have to respect.
Yep.
See here that it is going to be a little play, maybe. Huge amount of damage from the Talia, but that random finds one to knock up. Wei does get stunned up by the Yone, but taken down by that random double kill now. And Smolder is here. Captain Cheesy gets shut down. All 5 members of UC Davis playing together, and they get 3 for nothing.
Yeah, Oregon State's like, wait, why are there 5 members of Davis here? Where did this Cassante come from? Where did the Smolder come from? Smolder TPing in on this ward, and Oregon State finds himself down 3 people. Meanwhile, a Trusty Penguin.
Oh, yeah, Life Done. He has to flash and dash away from the Jhin. Ultimate will be able to do so, but EaOSU will lose his life to a Trusty Penguin in the process. You can see that Smolder does get the tower in the top lane for Davis, but that's a consolation prize, really, when it's just so hard to shut down this bot lane of EaOSU.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State bot lane looking fantastic here. Damn Lost Gaming and a Trusty Penguin putting the moves on a Life Done and EaOSU here. There's so much damage coming out from this Jhin Pike, and ultimately this Maokai does not have enough money to get tanky enough to stop this. Life Done with some good side steps to make sure he gets away from that last Jhin shot, but I mean, ultimately, it looks really rough for Davis' side right now. Even with those 3 kills they picked up topside, still down 3k and missing this mid tower.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing out on the macro and down in gold. UC Davis is on the back foot quickly. You see that random has moved down to the bot lane. Next objective is the Baron, which is live right now. And so with his teleport, he is just going to try to mash the Yone in the bot lane. And more towers going the way of the EaOSU. Top lane tier 1 taken by Captain Cheesy. IQ, he can only just farm. He is at 2 items in the Smolder, but I'd have to check his stacks really quick. I think we can do that to see. Oh, wait. I'm like messing everything up. I don't know how to look at the Smolder. Okay, 214 stacks.
Okay, he's getting there.
Yeah.
He should be there for the next fight.
Yeah.
We have a little lull in the action. Okay, we have Twisted Fatality. I don't think he wants to go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to take that Life Done, but just scouting out where everybody is. Just TP mid for the wave, you know. Get the, the wave control, get the mid prio. I mean, respectable.
Yeah. So now that we have a little lull in the action, we can take a look at the items. 2 items completed for every member of the team except for this 4-4 Maokai.
Oh, hold on. You said there's a lull in the action, but that might not be the case. We do see Talia onto Twisted Fate. Life Done gets shut down. It is damn lost on a killing spree. Meanwhile, that random will get a return kill onto the Talia, but 1 for 1, I think EaOSU is more than happy with that.
I mean, Davis getting some gold back. Whistler maybe landing on the wrong side of the wall, hoping to be on the other side of the wall there. But Damlock came across the wall.
Oh, okay. 2-man Yone. Well, that random brought very low. Damlock Gaming ignited, but not quite dead yet. It will be Wei who finally secures the kill. And IQ to get the shutdown on the Pike. Big pickups for UC Davis Gold.
Huge bounty for the Smolder. And Smolder with 225 stacks plus now. He is online. He has that permanent Elder buff. He's going to be hurting a lot. All that farming he's doing is going to convert to something, especially with this Liandry's burn. Plus severe Shoji. He's going to be casting like crazy. He looks like a Corki at this point.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, he is so strong right now. 2 items completed over the 225 stack margin that makes him so much stronger. I mean, these Qs are going to be doing a lot of work, and as you mentioned, the execute is going to be very impactful for securing these last kills that just need a little extra damage on the end. Looking at the objectives, it is going to be Cloud Drake up in 12 seconds. EaOSU is looking for some vision control to set up the objective, and all 5 members of UC Davis, all 5 members of EaOSU are walking down to contest this objective.
Yeah, Davis and Oregon State, even though Davis is technically down 2k, actually most of that is on the Pike. So this fight's going to be pretty even. It's going to be down to execution. So let's see, we have, it looks like Smolder's going to clean up this mid wave, and that random Lalu, maybe he's going to try to take up some space here. EaOSU, he does not have his Maokai. So it's going to be a little rough to fight this without Maokai. It's going to be hard to pick up. Watch out for a Trusty Penguin, watch his Qs. If you can find a pick, Right now, Oregon State looking for a pick with their Talia W, with their Jim shot, with their fight.
Oh, that random is pulled in by Trusty Penguin, but he is going to just dash right out. It's Yoru deep into IQ's ult. 2 kills. Quickly going over to UC Davis. It's Yoru in the middle of 3. Edboys looking for the Yone ult. Won't quite find his mark.
Oh my
Shut
God.
down by IQ on the Smolder. Free firing away. Execute's coming in hot. And it is going to be a Trusty Penguin on the back line. Not quite able to find Life Done. A triple kill for IQ and an ace for UCD Gold.
Smolder and Twisted Fate, A1CU and Life Done are unleashed in these fights. They've taken the time to scale up, they have their items, and this Smolder is doing enormous amounts of damage.
I mean, just look at that. He gets the stacks, he gets his execute on lock, 2 items, and he's untouched in the fight, able to just free fire away. Whistler and Ed Boys, they need to be able to shut down A1CU, but they're just not quite able to find the CC to do it. And Smolder fully taken all of the damage, or I can do that, but I can't even talk. He's taken over the fight, and UC Davis now in the driver's seat. They have only about 500 gold behind their opponents. 2 dragons, 2 dragons. It's a very even game.
Yep, I mean, Oregon State, at this point, you're looking at the enemy team comp and you're like, are we outscaled? I mean, this Pike, he had so much damage, he had so much gold early game, but now he's starting to fall off. And even though we have Talia with some gold, he's actually 1 in 7. He has 8 assists. He doesn't have the gold that he needs to pump out the damage to match this Smolder and Twisted Fate. And so even though Whistler hitting some very key W's, not doing the amount of damage that Oregon State needs to actually carry through these fights.
Yeah, Whistler kind of behind on the mark, needs to get some really impactful WE combos onto the primary carries of UC Davis to have the impact that his team desperately needs. 25 minutes in game, both teams posturing around the Baron now. Yoru is looking for some vision control, trying to contest the Trusty Penguin's Pike and all of the vision that he can put out. You see now, mid file over to UC Davis as well. Trusty Penguin using his ult. Not sure if that's exactly what he wanted to do, but good cooldown blown for UC Davis to be able to more easily contest these objectives.
Yeah, it'll come back fast. It's Pike ult.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
already
short
a
cooldown.
quarterback. UC Davis probably not going to be able to actually convert that lost ult into anything. They are setting up for Baron. So any pick that we see off of Davis' side or Oregon State's side is going to lead to this Baron. Oregon State needs to progress this game, needs to make it end quickly before Twisted Fate picks up. Twisted Fate and Smolder pick up more items. Already Smolder picking up a Rift Maker, and Twisted Fate already looking super deadly with static shear, static fire.
Oh, Life Done will find the gold card onto Ed Boys, and that random is here, putting some pressure onto the Yone. Ed Boys might look for, okay, yeah, he is just gonna ult away. Lots of damage from the Cassante and Twisted Fate. Means that Ed Boys has to just ult away. Big cooldown taken. A1CU, meanwhile, with Way, they find a pick onto the fight. The dash gets stopped by the Poppy W, and A1CU is unstoppable. It is Sam Lost Gaming the next target. Twisted Advance, not quite able to get in range, but it is going to be down random onto Whistler. Life Done securing more CC, and Captain Cheesy in the middle of 5 members will go down. Actually, that random does die to Damn Lost Gaming, so 1 kill goes back the way of EaOSU, but that's a big impact fight for UC Davis. Meanwhile, Damn Lost Gaming actually has to flash away from A1CU. This Smolder, you gotta respect it.
Yeah, I mean, Damn Lost Gaming hitting a really key ulti. They're snaking it through to make sure that he gets that final force shot onto that random wall move, ensuring that Davis maybe can't do the Baron as well as they like, and so a lot of those picks from Davis actually not gonna be able to convert to that Baron. Gonna turn into a mid game instead, but really key there. Oh my god!
Wow, yeah, look at all that damage onto Damn Lost Gaming. A1CU is legendary after the Pike kill. And UC Davis Gold, they put all of their eggs in the Smolder basket, and it is paying off dividends.
Yeah, I mean, it looked kind of bad early game. I mean, Davis was struggling a lot, and Oregon State was making some really big plays. Whistler was looking really nice. But suddenly, you realize you just don't have that many tools to deal with Smolder. You're really relying on, maybe, can Yone one-shot him? Can Pike hit a Q on him? Probably not. It's really tough to run in it. The Twisted Fate stuns, the Maokai stuns. Poppy has so much ways to disable you from getting in. And, I mean, what do you do as Oregon State now? You have to set up so much vision, but it's hard into the Maokai side. You really have to look for a pick here as Oregon State, and Davis Gold just playing stable and realizing we're in the driver's seat, we have so much damage, we've outscaled you.
Yeah,
Do something about
absolutely.
it.
Right, yeah, like now UC Davis, they're in the driver's seat. They, as you said, are asking Oregon State to make a play, get desperate. Without random, going for a big trade on the Ed Boys. Will find the Q3 all out, is committed. Lots of damage over onto the Yone. Big 1v1, lots of CC going both ways, but it is the Cassante all out on top. Ed Boys goes down in the 1v1, and with 15 seconds to Dragon, UC Davis is going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Ed Boys just trying to be the hero there. I'm being like, I'm going to take down this big monstrous Cassante that's been such a problem for our team. But he's a monstrous Cassante with the Bramble Vest, Jock Show, and Iceborne Gauntlet. Ed Boys just doesn't have enough damage. The Bork isn't enough. He doesn't have Infinity Edge completed. And so Davis should be able to take a free Dragon here. Poppy just taking it by itself, but Life Done A1CU moving down to help him out a little bit.
Yep, yeah, Wei is going to get some help from his carries. Trusty Penguin will spot a ward, and that ends that play. Davis on Cloud Soul Point, and they're marching up into mid lane all the way to Baron to contest the next objective.
Cassante with Cloud Soul. Oh my god.
Okay, it's a little deep. Leah W will land as well. That might be a big pick. Oh, Murgot will actually stop the Pike, re-execute. That might be very impactful in this fight. Captain Cheesy has to flash away. It is going to be damn lost saving.
Oh my god, Life Done in the back.
But, oh my god, Life Done on a rampage. Meanwhile, Captain Cheesy will find 1 kill, but is traded back by A1CU. 2 for 3. UC Davis, once again, numbers advantage. They aren't going to have the minions to push down in the mid and bot and top. And so they're just going to awkwardly wait for the next wave. Captain Cheesy and a Trusty Penguin, the only 2 remaining for EaOSU. And I think they're just going to have to watch UC Davis marches over to the Baron.
Yeah, the call is for the Baron. I mean, Life Done popping his Destiny and realizing, wait, you guys just left your Jhin ulti in the back line? I'll just come over there and I'll one-shot him.
Look. Yeah, right? Like, somebody's got to do damage, right? Might as well be Leon for this Jhin. Damn Lost Gaming focused down by the Twisted Fate. Trusty Penguin and Captain Cheesy are looking to contest this objective. That random is pulled over to the side. Will just be able to blast going right back over. A1CU and Wei able to free fire onto this Baron at 2k HP. Secured by the Smite. And UC Davis now 4,000 gold lead in their favor. Baron buff on all 5 members, I believe. And they're going to reset, and they're going to look to push down mid.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State, you got to sit here and you got to weather the storm. Maybe look for a pick to get some sort of vision. Global Red going over for Oregon State. Global Blue going over for UC Davis. But, I mean, what do you do here is Oregon State? It's so hard for you to find anybody. Smolder has a full Guardian Angel. Maybe you can try to pick off this Twisted Fate or this Maokai. We saw them pick off the Maokai. It's not enough, right? Like, ultimately, Maokai's here as an R-bot, as some sort of CC bot just to help off down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really just to get his 1 rotation off.
Oh no,
that might be it. Meanwhile, Doubt Random has found Whistlove, forcing the flash away by the Toledo. That's a big cooldown as the Baron Siege is coming into play. That Random will also now walk into Captain Cheesy. And Urgot wants nothing to do with this Cassante.
Yeah, I mean, how many flashes has that random Lolnu burned this game? This guy just walks up to them and they have the, oh crap, it's Cassante. Oh my god, Life Done.
Oh yeah, Life Done in a really bad spot. And Damos Gaming, he does find that shot with the ultimate, and that's all he needs. That's actually going to slow down UC Davis a lot.
Oh my god!
Another snipe by Captain Cheesy. Urgot will find its mark. That's another kill going over EaOSU. Wei the next target. These are the picks that Oregon needed, and they find 3 of them in a row.
Yeah, I mean, Davis looking super scattered. Everyone's just scattered all over the place, and Oregon State's like, oh, you're alone? I guess you'll die. And Oregon State making a really big play back, getting a lot of money back, and suddenly they have a push towards mid. And Davis's Baron play falls apart.
Yeah, that Baron buff that UC Davis got is looking like it really did not get the work it needed in. But now Random and A1CU might have something to say about it. Already A1CU is legendary. Cassante is going to go very low. Flash in by Damn Lost Gaming. Will it get punished by A1CU? No, it won't. It is GA, but Life Done is here with a Twisted Fatal. Finds Damn Lost Gaming. A1CU trying to flash away, not quite able to do it. Ed Boys barely alive, but the Triumph Field will save him. And even though the play got extended, it is still EaOSU on top.
Yeah, I mean, Life Done destinying in just to die again.
Yeah, definitely an ambitious play from the Twisted Fate, for sure. And EaOSU, they're going to punish it every day of the week.
Absolutely. absolutely. I mean, you still have to respect the fact that Wizla and Edboys has a lot of damage now. I mean, even though Davis is up gold, that doesn't make you that much more tanky if you're playing as Smolder or Twisted Fate, right? Like Lifetime A1CU, maybe not respecting the fact that Edboys and Wizla and Damn Lost Gaming have a crap ton of damage, and so you will still die.
Yep. Yeah, you will still go down. Damn Lost Gaming. He's at 4 items now. Bloodthirster completed. He is going to be a little bit safer as he gets dove by this Cassante or gets jumped on with the Destiny by this Twisted Fate, right? Might be able to trade back a little bit harder. Now, 35 seconds is going to be UC Davis looking to get Cloud Soul. But EaOSU, we've seen their pick potential. We've seen that they're willing to go for these fights, and they're not going to make it easy for Davis to march in.
Yeah, Oregon State has the first move. They have drag control, so it's going to be hard for Davis to walk in. They have a lot of opportunity. Hold on, we have Maokai ulti.
Yeah, Maokai ulti. They must be forced to cleanse early. It's Yoru does find one. Edboys does get shut down before he can ultimate. And then meanwhile, down random, all out onto the Jin. Damn Lost Gaming goes down. Captain Cheesy, the next target. A1CU free firing onto this Urgot. Life done in the back. We'll watch as his team just runs down EaOSU. It is going to be the Talia, the next target. It is just a trusty Penguin, the last one remaining. And you can only watch as UC Davis. They get 4 for nothing, and they're marching into the enemy base.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State needed to look for picks, so they set up their formation. When Maokai ulti, I mean, Damn Lost Gaming trying to be a hero, stepping in front of his whole team so he can cleanse the Maokai ulti. Edboy still getting caught by the Maokai W. And so ultimately, the Oregon State formation falls apart, and suddenly Davis realizes that they have the 1v1 potential to just take them down one by one and break them down. And it's going to look like UC Davis ending the game.
Yeah, it is going to be Edboys. He does have Ghostman available, but that's about it. That's all he can do. Another ace going the way of UC Davis. Damn Lost Gaming has respawned, but will just get shut down. This 17-4 Smolder takes over the game and gives EaUCD Gold their game 1 win.
I mean, super clean in the mid to late game. A little bit of a fumble after that Baron pickup, but ultimately really great. I can just go in and my team's stronger. So
Right, exactly. Yeah, like it's yours just knows like, hey, I got the Maokai ult. There's 3 of them right there. We're gonna get at least 1 or 2 targets.
Right.
And UC Davis, they just collapsed on EaOSU. Really great plays from them. They held on in the early game. It was looking rough for a little while, but they make it work. They make it happen. And they're playing for that skilling comp, that just team fight, just went out, and they executed very well.
yeah, I mean, I do really want to give props here to Dat Random Law Noob. If he hadn't had that top control, hadn't had that pressure onto that Urgot, the Davis bot lane getting shut down so early would have been a lot bigger of a problem. But because the Saxante is so oppressive on this Urgot, Whistler felt the need that he couldn't come back bot lane and keep re-diving this bot lane because he has to take care of his Urgot.
Yep.
And so Dat Random Law Noob pulling a lot of very important pressure up into this top side.
Yeah, absolutely. That random little noob. Very good performance on Cassante. Statement game from him after a few weeks of back and forth of really trying to find his mark and find his muster in the team. And he does it. Captain Cheesy, he's got his work cut out for him in game 2. And guys, we're going to go into game 2 as soon as we can. I'm not sure. I have to check what the players are at right now for game 2, but we'll be back in a short bit. We'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere. welcome back. It's game 2 of EaOSU versus UC Davis Gold. And banger game 1, Smolder 17-4 popping off, right? A1CU, he got his hyper carry champion and he made it look beautiful. But game 2, new game. What are you expecting EaOSU to do to kind of, you know, change things up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you see this hyper scaling Smolder, maybe you take it off the table, maybe you draft some things that can scale a little bit better now that they know that Davis is willing to play some of these more scaling comps. Maybe pick something that can maybe sort of match that, maybe take away this ADTF from them that's been pretty strong this patch, or maybe you get that random LOL noob off this Cassante.
Yeah,
which
right.
Looks so dominating
it
on.
looked insane on Cassante. Like, Smolder was the start of the show for the late game, but Cassante early mid game was keeping UC Davis in the game for sure. So a little bit of questions to answer for EaOSU. And actually, speaking of that, we don't even have to talk about the draft because we can just get right into game.
Yep. Alrighty, looking at the drafts, let's see. So we have Olaf versus Darius matchup. Very, very volatile, can go either way. Olaf and Darius, they both want to run into each other. You got to be really careful about when you use these ultis. If Captain Cheesy does not kill Olaf with this ulti, that random null noob can actually out-sustain the Darius. Meanwhile, that random null noob has to be very careful when he presses that Ragnarok because he can get very squishy for Captain Cheesy's ultimate.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that random null noob, you lose all the resistances when you go for the Olaf ult. And so Captain Cheesy, as you said, can take advantage of that. Meanwhile, you see a 5-man invade. Trusty Penguin leading the charge. That random null noob will spawn him out. He goes away of 4.
Huge undertow.
Yeah, great undertow from that random null noob. Able to just walk it out. Trusty Penguin still looking for more. That random null noob has to be careful.
Oh, flash in.
That random null noob, he only has ghost. He does pop it, but maybe not able to get away. Flash, but the Lulu shield. Flash in for Captain Cheesy.
Oh my god.
Will the Darius pacify the kill? I don't think it will.
Captain Cheesy canceling an auto. Absolute tragedy. And that random null noob somehow managed to get away with his life.
Oh my god, that random null noob. Skin of his teeth, able to get away. It's your with the clutch Lulu shield as well to make sure that his Olaf stays alive. Is going to be able to just walk it back to top lane. Actually, probably going to have to teleport, so that random null noob not going to have any summer spells along with Captain Cheesy. Might change the dynamics of this lane. Meanwhile, we see Whistler on the Morgana jungle.
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting pick. You mentioned to me in the pregame that Morgana is a great answer to Maokai jungle. Tell me why that is.
I mean, one of the things that Maokai jungle is really, really strong for is obviously his ulti. You want to be able to use it to hard engage onto people like Syndra, onto this Ezreal, and Trusty Penguin cannot miss a Q.
Yeah, Trusty Penguin really good on this pike. I mean, game 1 looked very dominating in the early game, was able to get a lot of early picks, and you know, it's your lifetime not respecting the damage potential. And once again, going very hard in the paint, going aggressive onto Lifetime and Itsuru. But this time, I do think the Aphelios and Lulu are giving it a little bit of the respect it deserves.
Yep. Anyway, so as I was saying, Whistler with the Black Shield is going to be able to negate a lot of the Maokai's impact. Meanwhile, Maokai's clear is pretty fast, but so is Morgana's later on in the game, and you have a lot more pick potential. So Oregon State opting for another pick comp versus Davis's, once again, scaling comp, playing front to back with these Aphelios and this Lulu. Hold on, we have a gank onto Captain Cheesy with no summoners.
Captain Cheesy, no ghost, no flash, and it is going to be way in that random, taking advantage of that fact. Captain Cheesy not able to find a kill. Lifetime actually does get pulled in by a Trusty Penguin, so a little bit of trade to the bottom lane, but first blood goes over to EaUCD Gold.
Yeah, great gank from Weiwei here, and realizing Captain Cheesy has no summoners, and Maokai's first clear is faster than Whistler. So, able to capitalize on this maybe 10 to 15 second window and get this kill on Captain Cheesy. Up a little bit too far.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain Cheesy, no summoners, has to be a little bit more careful of these ganks. Trusty Penguin does find its Yoru, but stun will not find its mark, and damage traded back by Life Done. You can see that these trades are looking a lot more even in the bot lane than they were game 1. Life Done Twisted Fate earlier was not able to get anything going. Damage potential was not there, but is able to put up a little more pressure with the Aphelios. And it seems like Damlost Gaming and Trusty Penguin are having a harder time actually kind of working their way around it. Maokai is spotted on a ward. That means that it's your and Life Done. They are just going to push in this wave, no contest.
Yep, I mean, the Davis bot lane doing a good job managing the pressure, trading back onto Oregon State's bot lane to make sure that they can't actually use this Ezreal's poke potential under the tower. Trusty Penguin landing some Qs, but Lulu's damage is not negligible early on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Itsuru can definitely put out plenty of damage with Q. And Trusty Penguin, gotta be careful. out, going in and missing his hook, missing his pull. Meanwhile, mid lane, EdBoys and EaUCD, I mean, they're just sneaking it out. It's Yoru, forced to flash away, actually. Really good play from a Trusty Penguin, and these hooks, once again, they're doing so much work.
Yeah, I mean, a Trusty Penguin, he has to make things happen, and he is in this early game. He's trying to get these kills, but Damlost Gaming is out of mana, so Davis realizes, oh, hold on.
Yeah, Wei will flash onto EdBoys, and the EaUCD, he will dash in. Maokai will secure the kill. Another impactful gank from Wei on this Maokai.
Yeah, I mean, when you realize that the entire enemy team lost their flash at level 1, Maokai is free ganks all over the place, and EaUCD going to be pretty happy about pushing that wave and getting a nice back. EdBoys forced a TP back mid, and meanwhile, that random null noob and Captain Cheesy, the Ghost Star come back up, but a full Vamp Scepter for that random null noob, he will win the War of Attrition.
So what you're telling me is that random null noob, he knew that the 5-man invade would come in, he knew he would survive on 1 HP off the Darius bleed, and that Captain Cheesy would cancel an auto, mind control the enemy team, so that they would have no flash, it would make it easier for Wei to game. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I mean, how else could you make a play? What an incredible play with that random null noob.
That random null noob, he's going for the 1v1, has popped his Ghost on Captain Cheesy, but the heal comes out, and Darius will be able to walk away. That random null noob brought very low by the passive, trying to lifesteal his way back up. Captain Cheesy, no flash, but does have Ghost available. Could just run down this Olaf if he's not careful.
Here comes the Trusty Penguin.
Yeah, Trusty Penguin also coming up into the top lane. That random null noob level 6 now, and he's just gonna go all in. He goes for the E, but there is 2 members of EaOSU up here in the top lane. No ult for the Olaf. And there's going to be a dead top laner. So 1-for-1 trade, but that random null noob will get the solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, just pops the Ragnarok after hitting level 6 and punches him in the face.
Yep. Makes it look very easy.
Yep. Meanwhile, Trusty Penguin walks up into top lane, and that means that Damlost Gaming might be subject to a dive here.
Yeah, life done. He is going to pop the Ghost. Damlost Gaming is forced to flash and heal away, but this life done Aphelios is just running him down. Trusty Penguin does make it back in time to stop the play from happening. EaUCD, meanwhile, is here with his team on the Void Grubs. Lots of pressure across the map. Damlost Gaming is able to walk back up to his tower. It's Yoru actually is going to be hit.
Oh my God!
Going down. It's a big play going the way of Damlost Gaming and a Trusty Penguin.
And I was gonna say that the damage is done. Damlost Gaming lost maybe 2. Oh, we have another fight top lane.
Another play around the Void Grubs. That random null noob, 5 stacks going over on his Darius passive, and it is gonna be an easy kill picked up by Captain Cheesy. Meanwhile, it is Wei going down. Oh my God. He has to try to zero wall away, is able to get himself out of that situation. But 2 kills going the way of EaOSU in the top side, and they get a kill for themselves in the bot lane.
Yeah, and so suddenly, Oregon State striking back on both sides of the map. And I mean, I was gonna say that, like, they denied a lot of waste from Damlost Gaming, but Trusty Penguin once again salvaging the situation and getting the bot lane ahead again, and Damlost Gaming suddenly is up a kill.
Absolutely, yeah. Damlost Gaming, he's got himself a little bit of gold in his pocket thanks to his support synergy coming out. And you can see that 1,000 gold lead is going the way of EaOSU. So once again, they have an early game advantage. They have a little bit of pressure over the enemy team. 2 Wood Grubs to 1 as well picked up for the blue team. And it's going to be UC Davis. They got to stem the bleeding a little bit. They had a really good couple early ganks, but now they got to try to pick up the pieces. And with Lisla, level 6 now, to Weiwei's level 5, it's going to be very difficult if there is going to be that 2v2 counter gank on the top side.
Yep, Wei should hit level 6 soon. You want to watch out for this Maokai ulti. A little bit of scuffling in top lane, but you know, that's just something that happens, I guess.
Yep, yeah, I mean, when you got 2 melees, bruisers going at each other, they're going to go for a couple little scrappy fights for sure.
Yeah, so as I was saying, he's going to hit level 6 very soon, and so we want to keep an eye for where this Maokai uses it. One of the things I'm looking for, either when you can make a play on is Captain Cheesy, who's now summonerless, or you save it for this bot lane fight, and you see whether your Aphelios Lulu can actually match up into this Ezreal Pike. And look for this pick onto this cleanseless, flashless Ezreal, or maybe a Trusty Penguin.
Yeah.
So you gotta be really, really careful here on Golden Fate side. Do not get caught by this Maokai will do that. Coming up once you can clear the spot.
Absolutely, yeah. Trusty Penguin and Damlost Gaming, level 6 now. EaSeries does not quite have his Lulu ult, but a lot of damage coming out of EaUCD. 10 CS advantage on the Azir, Blasting Wand, and Recurve Bow, putting out a lot of pressure onto the Syndra. Trusty Penguin and Damlost Gaming They're kind of deep in the river, but they know that Whistler's nearby. They know that they're safe. Captain Cheesy is going to go in for a trade. It is going to be down rain. I'm looking for the dive, actually. 5 stacks, but the Triumph heal as well. A solo kill for Down Random Lol Noob. Knows his damage potential very well. Pops the Ghost, pops the Ragnarok, gets the kill.
Yep. Super well played by Down Random Lol Noob, realizing, hey, you're in lethal, I'm gonna kill you. Meanwhile, fighting for Dragon, great polymorph.
Yeah, we do see the polymorph comes out, but not quite able to get away, and EaOSU teleporting in. It is going to be another kill on the Whistler. EaOSU flashing on the damn Lost Gaming. Way, meanwhile, just doing his best on the Dragon.
Yep.
It is going to be a double kill for the Azir. It is going to be Dragon for UC Davis, and now they are in the lead.
Yep, I mean, actually, EaOSU not teleporting there. That's actually him capitalizing on the fact that he had poked out Edboys earlier, and so he actually just walked down from mid lane.
Oh, wow.
Edboys just forced to back.
Yeah. Edboys not able to be there to respond to the play. EaOSU using his damage potential on this Azir, and he is just looking monstrous right now, but it is going to be Trusty Penguin coming in for a gank. EaOSU able to dash away nice and easy. Edboys not have the stun to set up that play. Trusty Penguin in the mid lane looking for more, but EaOSU is here. EaOSU does have no ult. Edboys able to dodge away from so much damage. EaOSU not quite able to find the Glitter Lance, and Whistler is here anyway.
Yeah, very ambitious here from EaOSU, flashing forward and maybe gonna get punished for it here.
Yeah, EaOSU that's gonna get locked up, stunned up, rooted, and Whistler will find the kill. A little bit aggressive on the Lulu. You know, maybe thought he did a little more damage than he did, or a little bit safer than he was, and will get punished for it. Meanwhile, you do see that random Lul dude. I mean, 3 and 2 now. And he's just looking for more. Like, he's going for another fight. He's going to go for another 1v1. Ragnarok popped. Looking for Captain Cheesy. Is he going to be able to get the damage? Whoa. Axe not quite able to find its mark, but you can see how much pressure this Olaf is putting down.
Whistler coming on top lane and try to salvage his top lane here.
Oh, Edboys commits the Central onto EaOSU. Meanwhile, Life Done is going to look for Trusty Penguin and Damn Lost Gaming. 1v2. This could be Damn Lost Gaming getting hugified on. That random Lul Noob is going to go down to Whistler's pool, and a Trusty Penguin has to just dash away after his Ezreal has fallen. Lots of action happening across the rift, but at the end of the day, it's going to be UCD gold. They have a 400 gold lead.
Yep, I mean, 1-for-1 across both sides of the map. Damn Lost Gaming and a Trusty Penguin maybe underestimating the fact that, underestimating the damage that Lifetime can do with his chakrams. But, I mean, it's a lot of damage, plus Lulu ulti means that fight was close. Damn Lost Gaming, holding on to both the summoners, he's gonna be okay. And because Morgan Sin makes that play on top side, taking down that random Lol Noob means that they're gonna pick up the rest of these point grubs. And so it's gonna be 6 point grubs, I think, for Oregon State. And so UCD down in objectives, but managed to pick up his bot tower in exchange.
Yeah, Life Stun and EaOSU were able to find all of the plating on the spawning tower, but double stun comes up onto the Trusty Penguin. Life Stun trying to heal through, but Ignite coming down, Shutdown goes away with Trusty Penguin, and EaOSU, the next target, Damn Lost Gaming will find that one. So they do get the tower, but comes in exchange for a Shutdown taken away from Life Stun.
Fantastic Pike E there from the Trusty Penguin. Really great on the double stun and getting the ulti through the Lulu shield. One of the things that Pike is good for, that Pike really counters, is that she has to play Lulu because his ulti actually goes through shields. It only looks at health. And so even though it's Yoru getting that shield on Life Stun, his HP had already gone down too low, and it just Penguin to execute Life Stun and make sure that play was not able to happen for UC.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played by Trusty Penguin. We know his Pike is good. In game 2 still, making it happen, making these plays that keep his team in the game. It's Yoru, a little ambitious on these war clears once again, taking a lot of damage in exchange from Edboys. And Life Done has rotated now to the mid lane. EaOSU gonna come down to the bot, but maybe it's Yoru. He's kind of in a bad spot, forced to use his polymorph. Trusty Penguin putting out a lot of pressure on It's Yoru. Gotta be careful. Edboys doing a lot of damage on the Syndra.
Yeah, I mean, Davis rotates their bot lane into the mid lane, and now EaOSU is going to be forced to back, and Life's going to have to sit mid and just farm it up and be really careful. But Edboys and a Trusty Penguin, they have a lot of kill pressure into this Aphelios, and you might have to back off and give up a wave.
You see that random Lol Noob, Ravenous Hydra completed, plated Steel Caps as well, so he will be able to run down Captain Cheesy if he extends too far. Plenty of damage and trade potential. EaOSU meanwhile getting ganked, but able to just kind of walk it out. Damn Lost Gaming has to Arcane Shift away. Captain Cheesy, he got hit by that axe. That random Lol Noob's looking for more. This might be the play. He might just go for it. He's not quite looking for the Ragnarok. He's going to just take a little bit of damage, trade it out. But you can see how much pressure this Olaf is putting down onto Darius.
Whistler was top lane, covering for maybe looking for a Herald play. Meanwhile, Wei is going to start moving his way down to bot lane. Maybe look for a pick on the down boss gaming.
Oh, Life Done is going to get rooted, stunned up, taken down. Whistler on a killing spree now. Black Shield for good measure to make sure that Life Done was not going to be able to CC and flash away. And so it is going to be another pick going away of EaOSU. And Whistler, he's putting out so much pressure right now as this Morgana.
Yeah, I mean, Morgana's been very, very quietly amassing a pretty enormous lead. I think right now he's 4-1. Yeah, he's 4-1 and 3. 7 out of 10 KP with a fully completed Malignance. Meanwhile, Maokai's still struggling to pick up the rest of his Myandries.
Yeah.
Or maybe Malignance too.
I don't know. Maokai Malignant sounds pretty terrible. It could be though. It's possible. It's Yoru will get stunned up actually. Rooted as well. Another pick going the way of Ed Boys. And it's once again UCD was not respecting how much damage and how much CC is on the side of EaOSU.
Yeah, Oregon State. I mean, they're not missing. Whistler and the Trusty Penguin again on these champions that are very, very skill reliant and just hitting everything. And so they're gonna pick up a dragon for their efforts.
Coward.
Oh my. Captain Cheesy is living his life on the edge right now.
I know, yeah, he's really trying to, you know, good. Okay, that was a little weird. You know, freaking imagine trying to get some trades in. You know, he wants to make sure that random loading doesn't. He's not just able to run him down for free.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the Infernal Dragon going the way of Oregon State. Harold trying to be traded back and will be done so by Weiwei's Smite. So now Life Done flashed on by a Trusty Penguin, forced to flash away by the Aphelios. A1CU in the meantime, he's gonna get ganked by Whistler maybe if he pushes up too far. I do think that they have spotted the Morgana, so A1CU gonna try to walk it out, but Life Done Splash is a big cooldown to lose.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta feel good there as a Trusty Penguin, burning the Aphelios Splash. No objectives up, so not gonna be able to utilize it for now, but definitely good to know, especially on a pick comp like this. And with Whistler's Splash up and Captain Cheesy's Splash and Ghost up, it's going to be kind of scary.
Oh, speaking of scary, there's an Olaf trying to run down Whistler and damn lost, but he runs out of steam with the Ragnarok. Shutdown goes the way of Life Done onto a Trusty Penguin in the meanwhile.
No.
And so it is going to be a 1-for-0. Down random low noob is going to get stunned up by the Syndra, taken down by Ed Boy. Storm Surge procced. And so a 1-for-1 trade goes the way of both these teams. Ed Boy's trying to find A1CU on a ward. Is this Azir trying to walk it out? But Whistler is here with Ed Boys. They're trying to make it onto the tower. A lot of pressure coming out from both sides, and I do think that random low noob is a little ambitious with the Ragnarok pop that early.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to look for some crazy play. They do manage to pick up the pike kill and get that shutdown onto Life Done. So Life Done going to be super, super ahead on this Ezreal once he finally backs. Meanwhile, TP bot lane, take up the wave, and ultimately, maybe gonna lose mid tower here because Life Done actually can't tell.
Oh, Ed Boys and Whistler looking for 1v2, but A1CU able to find the kill. Morgana now is gonna stun with the but no, the minions blocks the Q. A1CU is able to flash away from the 1v2, outplaying the mid and jungle duo of Oregon State.
The hero minion, hold on, Trusty Penguin's looking for more.
Yeah, Trusty Penguin thinking about it. A1CU, his recall is actually gonna get stopped. Yoru is here. Polymorph comes out. A1CU probably gonna try to just engage onto, looking for a Trusty Penguin, but the dash away will stun him up. He's all down random wall noob. He is gonna look for another trade on Captain Cheesy. Is it gonna be an all-in? It is. Ragnarok pop. Ghosts from both players, and now they're just running away, but the flash from Captain Cheesy is gonna be the old solo kill for the Darius.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is like, you gotta be careful when you pop that Ragnarok. That's a Finnish Triforce on Captain Cheesy, and Dad Ronaldo maybe not respecting the fact that Captain Cheesy actually has a damage to kill him if he Ragnarok. And so Dad Ronaldo realizing, wait, why'd I just take so much damage?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you lose 100 armor basically from your resistances, and Captain Cheesy, he has flash. That random low noob only had ghosts and is punished for it.
Yep.
See that this Darius now is going to be a menace to the side lane. It might be that random low noob might not be able to 1v1 anymore.
Yeah, I think Captain Cheesy, really, really great spacing, really, really great movement, is able to find that random low noob on the edge of these Qs and stack up his hemorrhage stacks. And so that Ronaldo maybe realizing, I might be in a little bit of trouble here. I'm not as ahead as I was, and actually Captain Cheesy equalizing this lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look at the gold, we see that Oregon State is 2,000 gold ahead of UC Davis. See where that gold is centralized in. It's pretty even in the mid lane, even though one mid laner is 3-0 and the other one's 3-2. So props to Ed Boys for keeping up with A1CU in gold. And I think most of it's centralized in the support, right? We see EaOSU 1,000 gold behind Penguin and EaUCD as well. The jungle, the Morgana 2,000 gold up above Weiwei.
Yeah, I mean, Maokai just finished Liandry's, but Whistler also finished Liandry's on top of his Malignant. So, you know, Whistler very comfortably ahead in terms of gold. But, you know, and you counter Maokai, so I guess you kind of understand that this is how it's happening. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of a...
Oh, that's the wrong direction. Whoopsies.
Not able to Drift King that into the mid lane.
Yeah, not
just
quite.
have to watch it walk sadly into the tower.
I think it's probably for the best. I don't know if Weiwei wanted to be in the middle of 3 players if he did get that charge off properly. So, you know, I think Davis will take the charge damage from the Herald.
A little sad to see Shelly just
yeah, kind of just like not really
die.
Much impact there from Shelly. We do see that Ocean Dragon is going to be spawning in 5 seconds. UC Davis does not have mid prio, so it's going to be hard for them to walk in and contest this objective. Both That Random and Captain Cheesy in the top lane, but That Random Logan does have teleport, so it's on the table for him to meet up with his team, get a numbers advantage, if that is the call.
You can definitely see that Random Naldo. He's checking on it. You can see he stands still. And here
there
comes
it
the
is.
TP
Yeah,
actually. They're going to fight for this.
We do see Chuck take the rock very low. Double stun comes out from the Syndra, but Maokai ult will get them off the Dragon Pit. It is going to be UC Davis, all 5 members marching in. 5K on the Dragon as the ultimate onto its Guru. It is going to be the kill, but Ocean Dragon goes the way of Davis. Meanwhile, Captain Cheesy more than happy to just split push in the top lane. A1CU does get picked off, caught out. Syndra ult, shut down, goes the way of the Pike.
I mean, or UC Davis, they pick up the Dragon, but they keep getting picked off by Oregon State's pick comp. Really, really great Q, the Morgana binding from Whistler, combined with Damlaw's ulting. That means that EaOSU actually gets picked off in the middle of the enemy team. Meanwhile, Captain Cheesy maybe up a little too far.
Yeah, Captain Cheesy in a 1v2 will actually get the double kill from the Q and will get the kill. Triumph heal proc. Can the last auto find him? No, Life Done not quite able to do it, but it's going to be Ed Boys losing his life. Weiwei forced to flash away from Whistler and Damn Lost Gaming. Those Maokai saplings actually doing quite a bit with the Leandri's burn, but Captain Cheesy, hero of the play, 1v2, finds the kill, able to get out.
Yeah, what a great Darius Q. Able to pick up just the very, very edge onto Lifetime to get the healing he needed to get away from that. And that Ronaldo, I mean, he was ahead with the experimental hex play completed, but now Darius should be able to complete maybe Sundered Sky? No, it's actually going to be Sterax.
Yeah, Sterax Gage looking for more like sustain, more survivability in these trades in the side lane. He's got plenty of pushing power with Triforce completed. He took 2 towers while UC Davis was getting that 1 dragon. And he'll take that play any day of the week.
That Ronaldo is going to be struggling to Captain Cheesy now. He's his Ramble Vest completed, so this Olaf is not going to be able to heal as much. Meanwhile, there's just so much damage on the side of Oregon State. If you get hit by 1 Morgana binding, you are dead. If you get hit by 1 Syndra E, you're dead. If you get pulled by Darius, you're dead. If you get hooked by Pike, you're dead.
Yeah.
There's no tanks on Davis' side. Who can tank anything? Maokai built damage so I can try to get through this Morgana Black Shield. And it's so hard to face check. You have to be really, really careful, even as it's Maokai throwing saplings in. A1CU.
Oh, he does get caught out. His dash is stopped by the Pike, interrupting. And now he is just a sitting duck. Damn Lost Gaming will secure the kill on a killing spree from Ezreal. Pings coming out by Davis onto the Baron. But it is going to be EaOSU marching up into the topside river. Does Davis have enough time?
Can Davis do this? I mean, Aphelios just chakrams, but you have no Azir. Azir's TP coming up in 29, though. It looks like they might be able to finish this.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, UC Davis, they're able to actually capitalize. They saw how many members of EaOSU were in the bot lane, in the bot side of the map onto A1CU, and they're able to get away. That random low noob is just going to be able to walk it out. Recalls are completed. And so really good play heads up from Davis to recognize that they actually have the damage and have the ability with Aphelios' white guns to actually burst down this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't believe it, honestly, that Lifetime would be able to do that much damage, but with the Infinity Edge completed, he just rips that thing to shreds. He was tanking too.
Yeah, no,
like,
he was taking the damage, right? Yeah, he was not able to do as much as he might have been able to if he was able to get away from the Baron attacks. But You still see, even with that Baron going the way of Davis, it is a 4,000 gold lead for EaOSU, and how much damage and poke they're able to put out, and how much pressure they're able to put in the side lane onto Davis means even with Baron buff, it's going to be really difficult to make anything happen, really just stemming the bleeding. See, EaOSU doesn't have Baron buff either, so he's got to stay with his team. Can't be in a 1v1 situation in the side lane. Yeah, it just makes things awkward.
Yeah, I mean, as Davis with the Baron now, you really want to group up his 5, maybe look for something side, because if you go into the side lane, that round Naldo actually can't side lane, he can't
Oh my god. Look at that damage on the Damn Lost Gaming.
Holy. I mean, life done is huge.
Yeah, life done very strong right now.
Oh my.
Aphelios
He's
still
dead.
on Damn Lost Gaming.
Oh, no,
Will he get to the kill? He's dead. Shut down. Damn Lost Gaming from 2 screens away finds the pick onto the Ezreal.
And suddenly Lifedun says, I'm the one playing the poke comp, actually.
Yep.
With the sniper gun, Lifedun is just sniping them one by one.
Oh my god, but we found another.
Oh.
Whistler brought down to about 33% HP. Life done. He is a menace on the Aphelios. Gotta respect the damage that he is pumping out right now. Baron buff still on the table, still active for the team. Edboy's trying to find some poke damage, but this Lulu is keeping Life done so safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard. If Orchid Snake can find a pick onto Lifestun, game's probably over. It's very, very hard for Davis to fight back without this Aphelios damage. I mean, the Azir can hurt. The Azir can do a lot of damage, but this Azir is going to struggle into Morgana and into Syndra. It's really, really hard to live. While this Aphelios, with the Lulu support, is going to do so much damage. You're going to have to move teams. Like, Orchid State has the range to deal with it. So you can sort of kite him out, but if Lifestun has that sniper gun, as you've seen, he has the range to actually fight back. So what I want to see Davis do here is only fight when Lifestun has the sniper gun, and maybe stay away from fighting if he doesn't have that, right? Like, so Lifestun, a lot of pressure on him to make sure that he has the right guns for these fights.
Yeah, Lifestun, he's got to cycle through and find the opportunities to actually cycle through these guns of his. Not easy to do sometimes. He is going to be blue and purple right now. Good combo for a team fight. And it is going to be Davis posturing around. It's going to be a pick, but Ragnarok pop is going to be that random, trying to find a trusty penguin, forcing the flash away, but he runs out of steam, runs out of gas, will find 1 kill actually. It's Toru does go down, but EaOSU on the side, looking for more damage. Captain Cheesy has arrived. Life done, trying to kite it out with the ghost popped. Not able to get the man advantage that he needs. But it is going to be Weiwei securing the dragon for his team with life done. So, not a terrible play, all considered. It is UC Davis on soul point.
Captain Cheesy.
Oh, Weiwei, he spots it. Yep.
Heads up, making sure, realizing they could kind of still be here. But EaOSU with a very, very ambitious, going in with a double ulti. But life done not there to actually follow up with damage. So EaOSU going in and a very timely flash from a trusty penguin to get almost. Did he get away? I think he got away. So he got away.
No, Trusty Penguin did die, actually. It was that random old dude able to find that final...
Oh, right, yes.
I don't remember what his E's called, but
was able to flash away and survive.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, 2 for 3, and you get the dragon.
Yep.
Not the worst play for UC Davis. 27 minutes into the game now. Baron is up in 2 minutes, and life done with the right guns will be able to burst it down once again. He's going towards that bloodthirst completion and will be able to do it. So, very strong Aphelios. Found his next item completion and looking for a big team fight.
Meanwhile, Zonya's finished for Whistler and Ed Boys, so there is a possibility here for maybe some sort of big Whistler flank engage, or Ed Boys some sort of flank on the Syndra, using the Zonyas to stall for some time to get some sort of collapse or flank engage onto Davis. So we need to be very careful for that. And again, as we said, it's so difficult for Davis to face check. Meanwhile, Tyrell Maldi maybe a little too far up.
Yeah, Tyrell Maldi forcing the Ragnarok, but needs to get some auto attack to keep the CC immunity going. Not able to quite do so, will get picked off. And Ed Boys, he does use his Zonyas. Didn't really need to, so that's something at least. But it is going to be a pick once again going the way of Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrell Maldi maybe not respecting the fact that he just has no vision in his top jungle. It's so hard for Davis to ward in this. Maokai saplings are the only thing that's really giving them any sort of control over the map, because you can't face check into the Morgana, into the Syndra, into the Pyke, into the Darius. You will instantly die, so this map is so dark for Davis.
Yeah, Davis, they need to get the mid-prio so that they can actually walk into the jungle, and it's very hard to do so when it's hard to walk up in general, and EaOSU taking advantage of that fact. Still 4,000 gold in the lead. EaOSU actually trying to teleport away, not able to do so. It is going to be the Azir wall coming out, but Tristan Penguin's Edge of Knight will just eat that up for breakfast. EaOSU, his tower is slowly dying.
The crows are circling.
Yeah, the crows are circling around him. It is going to be him trying to find a play on the Ed Boys. No Zanya's on the Syndra, but no damage, not enough range, and Captain Cheesy will secure that pick.
And both the Davis solo laners getting caught out in these side lanes. They're looking to maybe try to, Davis trying to do Baron again, but they don't have nearly the same amount of time. The right guns here for Lifetime, with Sniper and Chakram, but I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It is going to be EaOSU. They're here for the play this time. It is going to be Lifetime trying to snipe down, using this ult to put some pressure out, but it's Yoru gets killed. 2K, it's a flip. It's going to be down Random who secures it, but UC Davis, they're going to go down. Shut that going the way of the Darius. Plenty of kills over for EaOSU, and ace against UC Davis, and Baron secured, but at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, it was so ambitious from Davis. I didn't think they had the damage, but they proved me wrong last time. I gave them, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
They finished the Baron. Somehow, Darren Naldu picking up that Baron, maybe saving the game here. Oregon State should not do the end, but they should be able to pick up an easy here. I don't think EaOSU can hold that downlock game a good amount of damage.
Yeah, EaOSU, he has to just kind of back away, respect it. It's going to be, the Zanya's up for Ed Boys as well, so even though he's low, he is relatively safe. Second inhibitor won't go down. Captain Cheesy in the sideline, not quite able to force that objective. And it's going to be Dragon in 55 seconds. It is going to be sole point for UC Davis. But with no inhib in the mid lane, they got to be careful about looking for this play. Captain Cheesy can just run them down and go through their base.
Yeah, so Wei going down to Dragon, try to establish some early control with the saplings. Hopefully it's Yoru will go there and ward as well, because they need to get early vision on this Dragon. They want to make sure that Oregon State isn't going to be able to set up and make some sort of cheesy pick, some sort of dead bush tactic. Go down and get that early vision. They still got to be so careful walking in though, because they don't see Oregon State on the map.
Yeah, it's very dark right now in the bot side jungle and in the bot side river for UC Davis. You see pings coming out. His Zero turret will actually give a little bit of pressure, but EaOSU's got to be really careful. Yeah. Ed Boys does a lot of damage on this Syndra, and it is going to be mid-file going the way of Davis. Dragon has spawned, but EaOSU, they are first in to the river.
They have the pick ready.
They have the pick ready. You can see they're just throwing out abilities right now. See if anything lands. 3-man stun. Captain Cheesy's looking onto the Ragnarok down Random. Force the walk away. It is going to be life stun in the middle of this Darius. Darius shield talks, trying to walk it out. Will be able to do so. No kills going over yet. That Random Lol Noob with no Ragnarok is going to be so hard for him to find an angle back into this fight. You can see that it is going to be a little bit of pressure from Lifestone in the mid lane, and that means that UC Davis, they're not going to try to contest the Dragon, they're just looking for towers.
Yeah, so, I mean, Davis did the right thing here. They set up, they push through mid, so that way they negate the fact that this inhib was down. And now they're actually going to give up the Dragon and take 2 towers and maybe they it back.
This is really scary because you do have great potential from EaOSU. You can already see the Pyke and the Morgana in the backline, and UC Davis, they're separated. Weiwei's not with the team. Actually, it's 2 different groups. Captain Cheesy trying to get onto Life Done. Meanwhile, that Random Lol Noob, no Ragnarok, is going to get caught out by a Triple Penguin. He's going to pop the Ragnarok now. Can he find a kill? Will get the shutdown on the Ed Boys. Weiwei finds Damn Lost Gaming, forcing the arcade shift away. Now it is going to be the Polymorph on the Whistler. It is going to be Life Done going for more. A1CU so low, does get killed, but it is the triple kill for Captain Cheesy. Fade away off the blast code, and an ace once again for EaOSU.
UC Davis Gold trying to make this big macro play, moving at the top lane, trying to take this top lane tower as well, but they get split off in the move to in this rotation, and Oregon State able to pick them apart. It's so scary, and Captain Cheesy, once UC Davis is forced to use all of their resources, Captain Cheesy is free to walk in and go crazy. He kills 3 of them and is able to get on top of Lifetime somehow.
Yeah, it's Yoru was not with Lifetime on that play, not able to polymorph to Darius and stop him from just running down the Aphelios, and it is going to be Captain Cheesy taking advantage of that. The only respawn is Olaf and Lulu in 5 seconds, and it's game. Game 2 going the way of EaOSU. We're going to Game 3. We got a series on our hands.
My God.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Like,
Wow.
UC Davis, like, it felt like they were in the lead for so long. It felt like they were in control,
Yeah.
but they kept getting picked off. Captain Cheesy was able to get back into the game, and this Darius was doing so much work in these team fights,
Right.
able to get on the Life Done over and over and over again. And Life Done, he was the star of the show. You mentioned it, like, he could not get picked off because that was all of Davis's damage. All of Davis's cards were in the Aphelios table. Doesn't work out.
It just doesn't work out. I mean, Davis, they were doing their best to try to play this very solid composition, and Oregon State, with their pick composition, is able to keep finding them in the side lanes, keep finding them in the jungle, utilize the fact that they have so much damage and so much pick potential to make the map so dark for Davis and make it so hard for them to maneuver and rotate. And Davis getting caught off guard with the rotation, eventually leading to this just absolutely disastrous play when they were moving into topside, and just the game just ends.
Yeah, the game just ends. That team fight goes the way of EaOSU, and they capitalize. I mean, they really show off how impactful it can be to get those picks over and over again, have objective control, and make it so difficult for Davis to actually walk in and execute their comp the way they want to.
Yeah.
And so EaOSU, I mean, they're looking for their first series win in CLOL, right? Like, they are 0-4 right now. Davis 1-3. And so going into game 3, EaOSU, they're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, and Davis cannot afford to drop this game if they want to stay in this tournament. So big things on the line here for Davis team. They really got to pull it together, and this Morgana pick looks so good. I would, into the next draft, definitely a lot of things for Davis to think about. How do we counter this pick that Oregon State definitely likes to play?
Absolutely, yeah. Davis has some questions to answer, guys. We are going to go into a very exciting, very important game 3. So we're going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere. news, guys. Well, okay, so good news and bad news. We'll do the bad news first.
Okay.
We can't watch game 3 because shitty, stupid Riot Games, as soon as the game ended, the replay file got lost. Like the game ceased to exist into the ether. Like this happens sometimes where like the game just gets lost. Okay, like it doesn't exist anymore. Good news. You want to share that?
What's the good news?
UC Davis won. Let's
We
go.
won!
Woo! UC Davis on top, baby. 2-1. We're 2. I think overall we're 2-3 now in CLOL West. There's 2 more weeks of regular season games to play, and so 23-minute victory. So nice, good feeling going into next week, where you still got to win every other series, right? So shout out to the boys. Played super well. Like we weren't able to see it, but they played really well. They stomped Oregon State, who put up a good fight in the first 2 games.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
And then they got destroyed in game 3. Supposedly. Like we don't know. Like maybe. But they did lose in 23 minutes. And so, yeah.
I mean, Davis, they have a tough schedule ahead of them.
Yeah.
They have to fight. Who are they playing?
They got
against?
Weber State.
Weber State.
And they got
have
University of Utah.
So Weber State 3-1.
Yeah.
Utah 2-2.
Yep.
Davis has to beat both of them.
Yeah, just to make you like, it's like they have to beat both of them, and then there's also like, I'm assuming it's the top 4 teams out of a group of 7 that make it through to playoffs. And so there's 4 teams that are 3-1 right now that are ahead of Davis's record. So it's really up to other teams to also kind of falter in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Hopefully have a tough schedule so that the boys can make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Make it to playoffs. So there's a lot to pay attention to in CLOL West. We're going to end the stream today. And, if you haven't dropped a follow yet, make sure to do that. And around the same time next Saturday, we're going to see UC Davis versus Weber State. It's going to be a banger match. Jonathan, any closing thoughts before we end it off?
I mean, come back next week. It's going to be crazy.
Yep. Come back next week. You heard it from the man. Guys, we are going to head out for today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.